If you're on a computer right now, you can type the letters awesome on your keyboard and the timeline bar of this video will turn to a flashing rainbow color. Welcome to my top 40 secrets that you didn't know about YouTube. From the bizarre way it started, to the unexpected things people search for, to the cool tricks that you didn't know you can do on it. So, the site is actually called YouTube because it allows you to upload your own videos, and Tube because back when everyone was using those old CRT televisions based on cathode ray tube technology, Tube is what people used to call their TV. And it was actually meant to be a dating website. It's crazy to think about now, but the entire concept of YouTube back in 2005 was for people to upload videos of themselves talking about the partner of their dreams with the hope to find them. But no one did, which led the founders, who were basically a set of 3 ex-PayPal employees, to even start offering random women $20 to upload and get the ball rolling. And still, none of them said yes, which is when they made the best decision of their entire lives. To open YouTube up to all kinds of videos, not just dating requests, and then to start things off with the very first one. Which was, no joke, just 19 seconds of one of these founders standing around at the zoo. Can you imagine telling this guy back then that this video would ever get to tens of millions of comments and hundreds of millions of views? Okay, time for a lightning round. The next 8 facts are all of the biggest things that have happened on YouTube since it started. The first video to ever hit 1 million views was a Nike ad featuring Ronaldinho, which even today is pretty mind-blowing. The first to 100 million was Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend song, though people suspect she used paid adverts to pump up those numbers. And the first to hit 1 billion was Psy's Gangnam Style, which became such a movement that it had people across the entire world dancing away like budget cowboys. In fact, Gangnam Style's views were so explosive that they actually broke YouTube's view counter. And so since then, YouTube's decided to massively raise the cap of how many views a video is allowed to get to now over 9 quintillion, which should keep us going for a while. Unless you all like this video and it somehow becomes a global phenomenon. But that leads us to today, where the most viewed video ever is now at almost 12 billion views. And it is the Baby Shark Dance. That's not the most liked video though. It's definitely not the most liked. The most liked is in fact the song Despacito with 50 million likes. And the most disliked used to be Justin Bieber's song Baby, but that's now been replaced by YouTube's very own Rewind 2018. So, thanks for this gem, YouTube. And finally, the most searched YouTube term worldwide is BTS, the Korean pop group. Now, okay, I had this really cool transition planned, but it's not working. Oh my God, no. The thing's come out. The diamond. I can't believe that. We'll just leave it there for now then, I guess. Now, one of the most useful things that you didn't know about the platform is that there are 2 hidden menus when you're watching on a computer. When you right-click once on a video, you can loop it or instantly copy the URL. And then if you right-click twice in a row, you unlock the option to use picture-in-picture mode that lets you drag this mini window around on your desktop while you work on something else. And then if you're on mobile, there's some really cool gestures you can do. Like if you want to full screen a non-full screen video, you actually just swipe up. And then to minimize when full screen, you swipe down. I didn't know half of this stuff till I started working on this video, so if you are finding it interesting, then a sub to the channel would be humongous. Over the years, YouTube has gone through a number of different rating systems. They originally started with stars, where you could give any YouTube video you watched a rating from 1 to 5, and the overall result would be displayed in search results before you clicked on it. This was then dropped for a like and dislike bar, which has now been dropped to just a like counter. And essentially, I think that because the algorithm has got more and more intelligent and better at using user behavior to figure out which videos are good and which aren't, it doesn't now need that level of manual user input that it used to. And the rating system isn't the only thing that YouTube scrapped over the years. Another key way that viewers used to be able to interact with videos was by uploading video responses, which were basically like comments but filmed on your busted webcam. They were dropped because, well, plenty of people made video responses, but on average, they only got a click-through rate of 0.0004%, which is just abysmal. No one wanted to watch them. But one thing that I really do miss is annotations. It used to be a case that if you ever made a mistake in a video, you could just go into your YouTube editor and add a little text box to your video at a specific timecode to correct it, which is just way better than what you have to do now. That is basically delete the video, make the change, and then re-upload it again. YouTube apparently dropped the feature because it didn't work on mobile, but then presumably the solution would just be to make it work on mobile. YouTube has a secret page at youtube.com/new, where they let YouTube Premium subscribers try out new experimental features they're working on, and also pay people for completing feedback surveys. And speaking of secrets, we're now in the top 20, and so it's time to talk about some of YouTube's biggest mysteries. Like this video by the channel Numberphile titled "Why Do YouTube Views Freeze at 301?" It was about an old glitch on YouTube where a video's view count would basically stop updating for a few hours after it hit 301. And this video has exactly 301 views, with 3.3 million likes. Yeah, YouTube is basically trolling everyone. If you type in Seinfeld without people, you'll find a video that shows what the TV show would have looked like with no people, on a video that has no description and, even more bizarrely, no title. As for how you can make a video with no title, YouTube technically doesn't allow it, but you can loophole it by using a character called a zero-width non-joiner. It's a thing that goes between two letters to join them together, except that when it's on its own, it is invisible. Or even stranger yet with these YouTube mysteries is WebDriver Torso. This channel popped up in 2013, and all it does is upload these weird abstract clips of red and blue rectangles with strange tones and gibberish titles. There are plenty of odd channels on YouTube, but this one is so baffling and almost creepy that it started a full-blown conspiracy theory within the YouTube community. People wanted answers. What's the purpose? Why do they have 624,000 videos of this stuff? And who was behind it all? Well, of course it was Google. It turned out to be an internal channel that the company used to test out external features before they rolled them out to others. But this being Google, they also made sure they trolled as many people as possible on the way. And to commemorate all the conspiracies that this thing generated, Google has now made it so that if you search for WebDriver Torso on Google, the logo will change to these red and blue rectangles. Number 15 now, and I want to touch on rewards. So for starters, you might know that YouTubers can earn themselves a silver play button when they hit 100,000 subs, a gold one when they hit 1 million subs, and a diamond one when they hit 10 million subs. But YouTubers now also started giving some channels a custom play button when they hit 50 million subscribers, and then an ultra-limited red and black diamond when they hit 100. The play buttons aren't made of what you think they are though. The silver play button is made of nickel, carbon, and zinc, which, you know, that makes sense. Lots of channels hit 100,000 subscribers. They would struggle to give everyone something made of actual silver. But then to be fair, for the gold play buttons, you do get a hollow brass construction, and then a real layer of 24 karat gold in them. And then the diamond play buttons are a not hollow, very thick metal slab coated in real silver. And no, this is not a real diamond. Now, what you also might not know about these play buttons though, is that when your channel hits these milestones, you can choose to buy extras for your team. And they are not cheap. While the diamond play button probably costs about $100 to manufacture based on their raw materials, I paid $3,700 each. And now, just before the top 10, these are a couple of my absolute favorite unknown YouTube features. So you've probably realized that on a computer, you can use the arrow keys to navigate forward and backward 5 seconds at a time. But the secret is that you can also use the angle bracket keys to go forward or backward 1 frame at a time, useful for catching all those fun little Easter eggs we drop in our videos. If you're ever sharing a YouTube link with someone, but you're only trying to show them a specific part of the video, then just add &t equals to the end of the URL, followed by whatever timestamp you want the clip to start at, and that custom URL will take them straight to that point. Right, it's top 10 time. These are the most surprising things about YouTube. So first of all, YouTube is banned in China, Iran, North Korea, and Turkmenistan to limit the Western cultural influence on those people. The current length limit for a YouTube video is 12 hours. But before YouTube added that limit, there's a channel called Moldy Toaster who managed to make the longest ever video at 596.5 hours. YouTube decided that they had to set a cap because no one was actually going to watch hundreds of hours in one go, and they were the ones who were going to have to pay for the servers to store those videos online. But that cap does not apply to live streams. While YouTube will only save 12 hours once the live stream ends, it won't interrupt your live stream if you're past that figure. And aside from news stations, there is one channel who has well and truly run with this. You might have come across this video, Lo-Fi Hip Hop Radio Beats to Relax/Study To. Okay. How long do you think that this live stream has been continuously going for with no interruption? 10 days? 30 days? 2 years. But it's actually kind of tragic because in July 2022, the stream was suddenly stopped when YouTube incorrectly said that there was a copyright claim. So because only 12 hours can actually be saved on YouTube, this channel, Lo-Fi Girl, they lost, no joke, years of their content and have now had to start the live stream again from scratch. YouTube got sued when they first started by a company called Universal Tube and Rollform Equipment because they felt like it was infringing on their website, YouTube.com. Thankfully, our YouTube won, but if it hadn't, we might well be watching videos right now on, I don't know, WeTube? Actually, probably not WeTube. So you might have heard about this thing on the internet, not our channel, just general internet thing, called Rickrolling. The idea of tricking someone into clicking a link that actually takes them to Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up YouTube video. But something that I've just learned is how this 15-year-old internet tradition actually started. So, in 2007, the entire world witnessed the first ever trailer for Grand Theft Auto 4. It got so many views that the entire website crashed, and so people had to resort to using other people's links to watch re-uploaded copies of it. And this was when one user decided to take the opportunity to instead send people to this masterpiece. The clickers found it equal parts annoying and also hilarious. And that is the beginning of the Rickroll. The most viewed playlist on the entire platform is not something like top 40 music tracks or relaxing videos to calm yourself down like you might expect. It is actually clean vines for the children of Jesus with 3.6 billion playlist views. What? Now, you might already know that YouTube was originally created as its own independent company, and then in 2006 was acquired by Google, who still owns it today. What you probably didn't know, though, is that when Google bought it, YouTube only had 65 total employees and was valued at $1.65 billion, which is pretty hard to imagine when you realize that now they have 3,000 people and a valuation closing in on 200 billion. Not a bad investment. And then just to give you some context on how enormous YouTube has become now, every single minute that passes, people are uploading 500 hours of content, which means that let's say YouTube wanted to manually check each video before it went live, they would need 30,000 employees working every hour of every day just to keep on top of the current rate. And the even more staggering stat that this translates to is that if you wanted to sit down on the sofa one day and watch every single YouTube video that's been uploaded so far, you would be on that couch for 200,000 years. So thank you for spending 12 minutes of your time on this one.